What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Play with CJ. Today we're going to focus in on Andrei Loktionov, the young center of the LA Kings. A little background on him: 5'10", 180 pounds, out of obviously Russia, like I said. 5th round pick in the '08 draft. Turned out to be a steal, really. He isn't. We'll get into that. I played for Yaroslav Lokomotiv, which obviously was a team that had the tremendous, horrific plane accident this past year. But played for them in '07, '08, back when it was a Super League, before it became the KHL. Then I went to Windsor after he was drafted and lucked out, hit on a bomb squad with obviously Taylor Hall, Nemus, Ryan Ellis, guys like that. Obviously, great team, one of the greatest teams in major junior history. Lit it up, won the Memorial Cup, and then went to the AHL the next year at 19, which is obviously you can do that because he circumvented the the CHL rule about not being if you have junior eligibility because he wasn't drafted out of the CHL, he was drafted out of Russia. A little bit of a complicated rule, but I don't know why the NHL still bothers dealing with them. Anywho, goes to Manchester, has 24 points in 29 games, gets called up, gets hurt in his NHL debut, and returns to the playoffs and has 9 points in 16 games for the Monarchs. Played 19 games last year with the Kings, had 7 points, 31 points in 34 games last year with the Monarchs, and this year has been up and down. Has 4 assists in 21 games in Los Angeles, and 14 points in 17 games in Manchester. His assist numbers are almost all levels are significantly higher than his goals. He's a playmaker, and unlike most Russians, plays a sound two-way game, which reminds me a little bit of a fellow fifth-round steal, Pavel Datsyuk. I think the young ones are really North Americanized this game, if you will. Learn the nuances of the smaller ice and just how to compete on a night in, night out in North America. Obviously, the rules are slightly different. More fighting and all that shit. It's more of a closely checking game than anything else in North America. And I think going from a wider ice sheet with a wide open game to playing, in a smaller area with tougher opponents is a major adjustment for a kid at 18. But he made it and lit up Windsor and won the Memorial Cup. I think long term, he rejects to be a top 6 forward. I can play center on the wing, which is obviously versatility is a key. And it's two-way games that we don't see. Where you go. And LA's obviously got a great team right now. It's been up and down this year, obviously, hence then getting fired. Murray getting fired, excuse me. And, I think he fits in long-term with Richards, Kopitar, Dustin Brown, all those guys. I think he'll find his niche somewhere on the top 2 lines out there in LA and definitely be a good Hollywood success story. A kid from Russia making it as an NHL player. It's something, obviously, it's pretty common, but I think he'll still be, like I said, he plays a North American game. He's good defensively, and that's something. Like I said, last couple I've done player profiles on Zach Phillips, a couple other guys, and the finding good two-way players at that age that can learn the nuances of defensive zone hockey is hard to find. He's already ahead of the curve on that. Will the offense catch up with his defensive abilities? I think so. I think he's too skilled offensively not to. I think he can afford to shoot a little bit more. From what I've heard, he likes to make the pass, and it's like once in a while, he's got to tee it up, kid. Get the open look, just rip it. You get a good shot. Don't be afraid to shoot. And I think, fellow LA native Kobe Bryant can teach him a thing or two, but don't be afraid to shoot. Just jack it up. Worst case scenario, you miss. And I think once he gets more confidence in his shot at the pro level, the goals will start to fall for him, and he'll begin to really settle in on that top 6 role. Probably in the wing, because with Kopitar and Mike Richards down the middle, there's really not too many openings, but I think he can fit in. Penner's obviously free agent this year, thank God, so there's an opening right there for you. But I think he'll continue in a bottom 6 role this year, and ultimately he'll help LA in his own little way. But I think big things are in store for him down the stretch. I really do. I think starting next year with an open hole on the left side with Dustin Penner's free agency, and the fact I don't see the Kings or anyone else signing him, for that matter. Sucks. He's a good player, good story, but he's not doing anything. The efforts, in fact, he got hurt eating pancakes is like, what the, cue the fat jokes. But I think Loktionov's speed, playmaking ability, and defensive acumen will really make him a top 6 forward in the NHL, and I look forward to what he does in Hollywood. That's it for the Power Play with CJ. Prospect profile for Andrei Loktionov. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the season.